Well, folks, we have got pretty big news from President Trump tonight, just posted on Truth Social, basically declaring that Biden's last minute pardons before leaving office are void due to the alleged use of an auto pen. Now, this is actually just kind of insane. Let's just take a read over this. I really did not expect this coming at 12:13 in the morning. The pardons that Sleepy Joe Biden gave to the unselect committee of political thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and no further force or effect because of the fact that they were done by autopen. In other words, Joe Biden did not sign them, but more importantly, he did not know anything about them. Now, that's a pretty bold accusation, which I'm going to say, I don't think Biden was alive. It's like, the guy just wasn't there. Like, let's be honest about it. The guy was not there. Did he know that? Sure. Can you make that case? Sure. But the guy just was not all the way there. But also, the burden is most likely going to be on President Trump and his administration to prove that. Because it really, if you're looking at bringing this to court, it all has to do about the intent. Because there's nothing in the Constitution that says the president has to do it in writing. Like, it's not the signature of it that's the issue. It would be the actual intent of the president it would be the grounds that you go after this with. He said, in other words, Joe Biden did not sign them, but more importantly, he did not know anything about them. The necessary pardoning documents were not explained to or approved by Biden. He knew nothing about them, and the people that did may have committed a crime. Therefore, those on the Unselect Committee who destroyed and deleted all evidence obtained during their 2-year witch hunt of me and many other innocent people should fully understand that they are subject to investigation at the highest level. The fact is, they were probably responsible for the documents that were signed on their behalf without the knowledge or consent of the worst president in the history of our country, crooked Joe Biden. It's like, this is pretty wild. From what I know about this legally, I don't think Trump can just unilaterally or simply declare that the pardons are void based on the use of the auto pen alone. I think there'd be legal proceedings that would need to happen. You need to present your evidence of fraud. It's like, this has to go through a legal process. I don't know if this is something that can just be done. And then you would need a favorable court ruling at the end of it, which none of that is really guaranteed. That's just a hard one, because the issue is, like we said, the auto pen is not the issue. It's common. It is, Obama used it. The issue, the thing is that courts have for the most part accepted auto pen signatures for a while now. So the auto pen itself doesn't invalidate him, but the burden would be on Trump to prove misuse really beyond a reasonable doubt. He would need to be able to prove in court that Joe Biden, like, can you get his cognitive test? I guess that the Robert Hurd investigation where they weren't going to bring charges against Biden because he was too incompetent. Like, okay, maybe that's someplace that you start, but you need some sort of you need evidence that can be held up in court that shows that President Trump, or that President Biden was not capable of making that decision. And this is my thing. I just don't think this is something we should be focusing on right now. We really, I struggle with the fact that this is something that Trump is talking about right now. Like, why? We do not need to be taught. Let's focus on the bread and butter things. Let's focus on the big things. I don't get where this is coming from. Simple research into the legality and how this works. What is the legal precedent for this? It's legally been it's a legally accepted practice for official documents, including by multiple presidents. We know this has been used since at least the 20th century. And the first president that we know, like we said, was Obama in 2011 or 12 or 10, somewhere around there. He signed a document using an auto pen. And here's the thing. Both Biden and Trump have reportedly used it for other documents during their presidencies. Now, can we... let's just don't. Why are we doing this? Please. This just does not this doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. It's like, I understand. Look, I don't think what Biden did was right. I don't think what they did was right. It was terrible what they did. They most likely destroyed evidence that when they uncovered evidence that showed that could have been favorable for President Trump. There are some reports about that, and that's something that should be investigated. But because of these pardons, I get it. Politically, not the greatest move. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Let me know, you think this is a good move, or do you think maybe we should be focused on other things? We'll catch you next time.